MMORPGs are entering a new era, with massive worlds, groundbreaking systems, and unforgettable adventures on the horizon. Let's dive into every MMORPG coming this year and later on and see what adventures await.
I saw my world fall to ash, consumed by the void.
Chrono Odyssey is one of the most ambitious MMORPGs on the horizon, built with Unreal Engine 5 to deliver next-gen visuals and massive open-world battles. Its standout feature is time manipulation, letting players shift combat and strategy in ways we haven't seen before in the genre. The game promises huge dynamic events, cooperative raids, and large-scale PvP that blends fantasy and sci-fi. For MMO fans looking for innovation and spectacle, this is one to keep a close eye on.
Neither man nor god, living nor dead. Yet what then of those who deigned to turn back the hands of fate? To save what remains of our broken worlds, you need only take my hand.
So, how did it feel to learn the truth about the night sky tragedy? Long ago, you humans slaughtered each other until the whole world lay in ruins. And yet, you have been granted another chance in Auroria.
Archeage Chronicles continues the legacy of one of the most beloved sandbox MMORPGs. This new entry expands player freedom with deep crafting, naval combat, and large-scale wars, where guilds can shape the balance of power. It blends a living economy with massive player-driven adventures, ensuring that no two stories will unfold the same. Chronicles is positioning itself as both a nostalgic return and an ambitious leap forward for Archeage fans.
Prove yourself. If you survive this trial,
Blue Protocol Star Resonance expands the anime-inspired universe with even more vibrant worlds and cinematic storytelling. Its action combat remains fast, fluid, and highly cooperative, with dungeons and bosses designed for epic party encounters. The game doubles down on stylish visuals, character customization, and narrative depth, making it a standout for fans of JRPG-inspired online worlds. With Bandai Namco pushing its global reach, this could become one of the biggest anime MMORPGs yet. Soulframe is the next big project from the creators of Warframe, but this time the focus shifts from sci-fi guns to mystical swords and spiritual creatures. Its world is designed around themes of nature, restoration, and fantasy, offering a slower, more soulful take on the MMORPG experience. Cooperative exploration, melee-focused combat, and a strong narrative backbone make it stand apart in a crowded market. Soulframe is shaping up to be both visually striking and deeply immersive.
Glorious adventures! The final segment of the Ashes of Creation early testing is here. Alpha 2 Phase 3 calls all Varens once more to help shape its future through providing feedback, hunting bugs, and discovering new frontiers to conquer.
Ashes of Creation is one of the most ambitious MMORPGs ever attempted, built on a dynamic node system where every player's actions shape the world. Cities rise and fall, resources shift, and wars break out, all depending on community choices. With massive sieges, a player-driven economy, and deep PvE and PvP integration, this MMO aims to bring true unpredictability back to the genre. Ashes is designed for those who want their presence in the world to actually matter.
The nature-connected Pyre and the renowned Nikuan explorers. Who will you become? Nodes have been renamed to settlements. You can now advance your settlement to the town stage, unlocking new service building layouts and expanded skill trees. With every upgrade, the settlements of Vera feel more alive than ever. With bigger settlements comes bigger resources. So how are you going to move all that stuff? There's personal crates for keeping your loot safe, construction crates to transport building materials, and commodity crates to trade goods between settlements. Basically, if it's got stuff, we've got a crate for it. We've also rebalanced the economy and stats. Crafting, gathering, drops, recipes, vendors, quests, you name it. Everything's tuned for smoother progression. And for our testers who purchase packages, check your in-game mailbox to claim some mounts and costumes to show off your style. Phase 3 is packed with even more goodies, from guild progression and storage to new pocket dungeons and more, ready to be encountered. Welcome back to Vera Adventures!
The next evolution of the legendary Ragnarok franchise promises a fully modernized MMORPG while keeping the charm of the original. Ragnarok Online 3 expands its iconic classes, monsters, and dungeons with updated graphics and new gameplay systems. Fans can expect a mix of nostalgic designs and modern MMO mechanics, making it a true revival for old players and an inviting entry point for new ones. This is a return that could reignite one of the most beloved MMO series. Bellatores sets its sights on being a medieval fantasy sandbox MMO with a focus on large-scale warfare. Players can expect castle sieges, kingdom building, and brutal PvP battles, where tactics and alliances matter as much as raw power. The game blends open-world freedom with cinematic visuals powered by Unreal Engine. With its scale and ambition, Bellatores hopes to compete with the genre's giants by giving players the tools to shape their own empires. From the creators of No Man's Sky comes Light No Fire, a survival-focused MMO set on a truly massive open-world planet. Unlike most MMORPGs, this world is fully explorable without limits. Climb mountains, sail oceans, and uncover civilizations with friends. The focus is on freedom, discovery, and player-driven storytelling. Light No Fire promises a sense of scale and adventure that few games in the genre have attempted before. Architect Land of Exiles takes a different approach, blending MMO systems with survival, building, and strategy. Players are exiles trying to create their place in a harsh, unforgiving world filled with monsters and rival factions. Deep construction mechanics allow you to design and expand settlements while defending them from threats. It's a unique mix of sandbox creation and MMO progression that should appeal to both builders and warriors. Where Winds Meet transports players to ancient China, blending martial arts combat with open-world MMO freedom. The game emphasizes fluid wuxia-style action, allowing players to leap across rooftops, duel with blades, and harness mystical powers. Beyond combat, it also promises a living world with political intrigue, role-playing elements, and player-driven choices. It aims to stand out as both an action-packed MMORPG and a cultural experience steeped in history.
Humanity is venturing forth into the galaxy. Explore infinite new worlds full of hope and of danger. Fight fierce alien creatures. Discover mysterious artifacts.
Stars Reach dives into sci-fi territory, offering a vast universe where players explore alien worlds, pilot starships, and engage in interstellar conflict. The game blends planetary exploration with space combat, allowing a seamless mix of ground-based MMO gameplay and large-scale galactic battles. With its mix of sandbox freedom and structured missions, Stars Reach is shaping up to be one of the most promising new sci-fi MMORPGs. Its focus on exploration and faction conflict makes it a standout in the lineup.
Build, farm, fight, create, live the way you want. You are being given a galaxy. What will you make of it?
Apogea sets players in a vibrant fantasy world focused on exploration, adventure, and community-driven storytelling. Its art direction leans toward a stylized, colorful presentation that separates it from darker, grittier MMOs. The game promises a mix of traditional quests, dungeon crawling, and player-driven interactions that make the world feel alive. For fans who enjoy lighter but still deep fantasy experiences, Apogea could be a refreshing entry in the MMO space. Anvil Empires blends MMO progression with large-scale strategy and warfare. Players take part in a persistent world where armies clash, settlements are built, and resources fuel massive wars. It's designed as a social MMO, meaning cooperation and alliances will be the key to success. With its focus on community-driven conflict and empire building, Anvil Empires feels like a hybrid of MMO and strategy that could carve out a unique niche. Drakantos is an indie-driven MMORPG that focuses on fast-paced combat and engaging story-driven quests. With an anime-inspired art style, it aims to bring accessible but deep gameplay for players who enjoy dungeon crawling and character progression. The game emphasizes group play and cooperative challenges, making it ideal for parties and guilds. While smaller in scope compared to Giants, its passion-driven design makes it one to watch for MMO fans. Adrullan Online Adventures aims to capture the spirit of classic MMORPGs while adding modern twists. Its focus is on exploration, dungeon raiding, and meaningful social play in a handcrafted fantasy world. With detailed lore and a strong emphasis on community-driven experiences, it encourages players to form bonds and create stories together. Adrullan is positioned as a nostalgic yet fresh MMO that values adventure over grind. Defying Fate revives the legendary Vindictus series with a new MMORPG built for today's hardware. Known for its brutal action, combat, and cinematic flair, Vindictus is doubling down on fast, visceral encounters and beautifully crafted environments. Players can expect epic boss battles, skill-based fighting, and a dark, immersive fantasy setting. It's both a spiritual successor and a bold new step forward for the franchise. Sword of Justice Global is an upcoming MMORPG that blends traditional fantasy with high-stakes PvP combat. The game emphasizes global servers, large-scale battles, and a competitive edge that brings players together across regions. With class diversity, cooperative dungeons, and guild-driven conflicts, it aims to create a truly international community. Its promise lies in delivering both hardcore challenge and accessible gameplay. Crosswind sets players in a world defined by exploration and discovery, with sailing and naval adventure at its core. Players will chart unknown seas, battle rival crews, and trade across vast regions while building their own legacy. It combines sandbox freedom with structured quests and PvP encounters on land and water. With its focus on ships, travel, and adventure, Crosswind is a refreshing take on the MMORPG formula. After years of anticipation, Star Citizen continues to evolve into one of the most ambitious MMO projects ever created. Its scope spans interstellar trading, exploration, piracy, and massive space combat across a persistent online universe. The game offers players complete freedom, from piloting ships to living as traders, mercenaries, or explorers. While still in development, its vision of a living galaxy remains unmatched in scale.
Contact down. Contact front.
Nice work.
This is where we belong, exploring this vast and wondrous world.
Pax Dei takes inspiration from medieval myths and legends, offering a vast sandbox world focused on cooperation and survival. Players build villages, form guilds, and defend their homes against both monsters and rival forces. The game emphasizes crafting, economy, and community, letting players decide how to thrive in a living, breathing MMO world. Its blend of realism and myth creates a unique atmosphere unlike most fantasy MMOs.
And the dangers. This world, it is for us. Here, together, we can build ourselves a home.
This is Warborne Above Ashes, a PvP battlefield that never sleeps.
Warborne Above Ashes brings players into a devastated fantasy realm where civilizations struggle to rise from destruction. Its core appeal lies in large-scale battles and faction conflict, with a heavy emphasis on rebuilding and conquest. Players will craft their own legacies by forming alliances, claiming territories, and waging war across the land. It's a gritty MMO experience, where survival and dominance go hand in hand.
Control it. We thrive in it.
没有最强的武器，也没有最强的英雄。
See an equal fight, bring more. Lose a fight, bring more.
Если ты ищешь сильную русскоязычную игру на Википедии, которая реально играет в язык.
It's to secure the research asset within the chamber. Open the hatch!
Cinder City is an urban fantasy MMORPG, set in a sprawling modern metropolis infused with magic. Players take on the roles of gifted fighters, mages, and rogues, battling in the streets while uncovering hidden conspiracies. With its mix of contemporary environments and supernatural elements, it stands apart from typical medieval or sci-fi settings. Cinder City promises fast-paced action and a distinctive world aesthetic.
An MMORPG where magic meets science.
and interdimensional travelers become part of each other's stories as they explore, survive, and thrive in their new home.
CorePunk blends cyberpunk style with fantasy MMO gameplay, creating a unique mix of open-world exploration and tactical combat. The game is set in a vast, seamless world with a fog of war system that encourages real discovery. Expect deep class progression, group dungeons, PvP arenas, and a living economy. With its hybrid setting and strategic depth, CorePunk is shaping up to be one of the most original upcoming MMOs.
Weapons, and artifacts with unique properties. Meet up with friends in the city and join forces to take on deadly monsters or other players. Use the fog of war to sneak up on your enemies and fight them together to claim victory. CorePunk is full of stories waiting to be told. What will your story be?
In an epic realm of ancient magic and unspeakable horrors, one truth stands eternal. Adventures aren't for those who wait. They are for...
Fellowship focuses on co-op adventure and tight-knit party play in a classic fantasy MMORPG world. Its goal is to create meaningful social bonds through group quests, dungeon challenges, and cooperative storytelling. Rather than sprawling sandbox mechanics, Fellowship emphasizes teamwork and role-playing. For players who miss the camaraderie of old-school MMOs, this one could deliver a heartfelt experience.
And adapt your style.
Monsters, Memories. Memories is an indie passion project designed as a love letter to the classic MMOs of the late 90s and early 2000s. Its focus is on slow, deliberate progression, challenging group content, and a strong sense of world immersion. There are no shortcuts or hand-holding, just a raw, community-driven adventure. For fans of EverQuest-style games, Monsters, Memories is the nostalgic revival they've been waiting for.
So you want to join the Hopeport Town Guard? Then here's what you need to know. We're not just about fighting fire toads. We also investigate potential threats.
Brighter Shores comes from the creator of RuneScape and carries forward the spirit of adventure and discovery. It offers a whimsical yet deep fantasy world where quests, exploration, and role-playing are front and center. The game leans into charm and accessibility while still offering long-term progression and meaningful choices. With its pedigree and design philosophy, Brighter Shores has the potential to capture the magic of classic MMOs for a new generation. Eternal Tombs blends horror, mystery, and fantasy into an MMORPG centered on cursed lands and forgotten ruins. Its emphasis is on exploration, challenging combat, and unraveling secrets hidden in dangerous environments. Players must band together to survive and uncover the mysteries that haunt the world. With its darker tone, it offers a unique alternative to more traditional fantasy MMOs. Legendarium Online focuses heavily on deep lore and high fantasy storytelling, building a massive world filled with legends and mythical creatures. Its quest design aims to immerse players in epic narratives while still offering classic MMO features like raids, PvP, and crafting. The game places strong emphasis on building your own legend within its expansive universe. It's designed for players who love rich, world-building, and narrative-driven gameplay. Past Fate is a sandbox MMORPG with a strong focus on naval combat, exploration, and open-world freedom. Players can captain ships, raid coasts, and fight massive battles on both land and sea. With multiple factions vying for dominance, player choice and politics play a huge role in shaping the world. It's a bold attempt to bring pirate-style adventure into a persistent MMO environment. Atlyss is a cooperative online RPG that emphasizes progression, survival, and exploration. Players venture into mysterious lands filled with monsters and challenges, growing stronger while uncovering the secrets of the world. Its design leans toward gritty realism and teamwork, making every encounter feel meaningful. Atlyss offers a hardcore alternative for MMO fans looking for challenge and atmosphere. Bitcraft is a sandbox MMORPG that prioritizes creativity, community, and player-driven progression. Instead of combat-heavy systems, it leans toward crafting, building, and social interaction, though combat will still play a role. Its world is designed to evolve with player choices, encouraging long-term collaboration and settlement building. Bitcraft represents a very different vision of what an MMO can be.
Quinfall is calling you. Prepare yourself for thrilling, breathtaking sandbox MMORPG adventure. In a vast, living world spanning 2,016 kilometers square.
The Quinfall is an ambitious fantasy MMORPG with a massive open world filled with cities, dungeons, and dangerous wilderness. Players can expect large-scale battles, intricate crafting systems, and an expansive storyline. It's designed as a full-featured MMO, offering both PvE depth and competitive PvP. With its sheer size and feature set, Quinfall has the potential to surprise the genre. Ethyrial focuses on old-school MMO values such as challenging progression, meaningful death penalties, and community reliance. Its design is deliberately unforgiving, aiming to recreate the tension and satisfaction of early MMORPGs. Players will need to form groups, master combat, and think strategically to survive. Camelot Unchained is a spiritual successor to Dark Age of Camelot, centered almost entirely on realm versus realm warfare. Massive battles between factions will define the world, with players fighting for territory, resources, and glory. The game offers deep class systems, large-scale sieges, and a focus on teamwork. For PvP enthusiasts, Camelot Unchained is one of the most anticipated MMO battlegrounds.